So, I have just a few questions for you. I don't want to bother you
No bother.
Any longer. So, you're 50 now, aren't you?
I turned 50 in October.
Okay, so you're almost 50,
Yes.
and you started basically 35 years ago with your first album. And you, of course, you were making music already before your first album. So, what has changed in all this time in your approach to music?
Hopefully it's matured. At the moment, I'm hearing music as clearly as I've ever heard it before in my head. And I feel that there's a clearer path to what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling and what I'm able to communicate musically. So it's a good time for me, musically. I feel like it is.
And what has changed in the people that follow you? People listen to concerts and buying your records?
Oh, well, we've all grown up, and we've got responsibilities and kids and bills, and we maybe have a marriage or a few kids or a few marriages and a couple of kids, or a couple of kids and a few marriages.
Yeah, okay. You are somehow an exception, so you know a lot about marriage.
Life has had its way with us as much or more than we've had our way with our own lives, and we've kind of come out the other side of it, and it feels great.
The other side. So, and you said in an interview you never tried to write a song, but you always had to write a song. Is it true?
I think I did think I said
So,
something.
in which sense? What do you mean?
Well, because it's always been a part of the way I filter life has been through songs. So it's the way I tend to stay balanced. It's the way I balance my reality is through my music.
So your music, you won actually 3 Grammys for 3 different categories: pop instrumental, traditional soul, and best blues album. So, how would you define your music, if ever?
I don't so much look to define it, but if I had to define it, I'd probably say it's too early to define it because it's only...
Too early?
Yeah.
After 15 records?
I know, but I think after 15 more, it'll be a lot more clear.
Okay, of course. Yeah. You will be 80 maybe?
Yeah, and then I can retire.
Yeah. Oh, or not, because Charlie Musselwhite,
Leonard Cohen, Mavis Staples, 80 years old. Mavis Staples.
So. And so, actually, a quality of your song that most of them seems to be out of time. They could be written now or 20 years ago or maybe 50 years ago.
Oh, thank you. I think.
That's what I think. I was listening to your records lately and this is new, but it feels like a blues classic. Or so, what makes a good song in your opinion?
What makes a good song is a feeling. It's nothing cerebral. It's nothing that can be defined. Anything beyond an emotion. A good song comes from... listen, I'm not the gauge because I'm not to say what makes a good song or a bad song.
For you, at least.
But individually,
yeah.
I think what makes a good song is a sincere emotion. Conveying a sincere emotion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think this emotion comes to the audience?
I hope so. Yeah, that's my ultimate goal. Not to be a cop out, not to cop out on you, but I do think what makes it a great song is something that can feed the void of silence in a positive way.
It's a great challenge to be better than silence.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. Yeah.
And actually, in one record, you sing with your mother. The record is Childhood Home, of course. Yeah. So, what's the heritage your parents left to you? Musical heritage?
It's a deep, deep well of American roots music.
But your first concert was a reggae concert, wasn't it?
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Yeah. So everything from Stevie Wonder and Bob Marley all the way back to, Joe Hill and Woody Guthrie.
But actually, you covered the Verve, Led Zeppelin, Leonard Cohen, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
So, how do you
do
choose
some of
the
that
song
tonight.
that you want to cover?
I choose songs that tend to stop me in my tracks. My earliest memory of sound, my earliest musical memory is Stevie Wonder and the song Superstition.
You just played Superstition.
It's the earliest memory I've ever had. that I can still remember.
And you come from California, which is at the border with Mexico.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the wall that Trump wants to build? We also could have a wall here in Italy. So we have this. Okay.
Between Italy and
Slovenia, I mean East Europe, because they say that from Eastern Europe come migrants to Italy, and we also had this. Okay, we do not have a problem, but politicians say we have a problem with migrants coming from the Mediterranean Sea to Italy. And so, what's your opinion about people coming from
I
other
don't know.
states?
I tend to use history as a roadmap, I mean, I don't know what good the Great Wall of China is doing right now. I don't know what the West German Wall is doing. That's what I mean. I mean, it's the world is so expansive and so free and growing more and more free by the day, in my opinion. I think it's a waste of people's money. I'd rather shelter the homeless and feed the hungry than waste money on building walls.
That's something you actually do, because I think your webpage, and it's full of.
Hey man, listen. If I had all the money in my bank that I gave away, I could retire.
Okay, that's great. Okay, just very last question. I saw you at Italian TV. It was a great exhibition last year.
Oh, with Charlie.
Yeah,
it was so
great.
fun.
It was great.
I really enjoyed that one.
But before, you were on stage at Sanremo with Giovanotti. Do you remember?
I remember very well.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how was it?
It was great. Playing with Giovanotti was a thrill. It was he's a great artist and a great human. I was walking down the street in the south side of New York, the Lower East Side of Manhattan. It's roots, skaters, and I'm just going down the street. It's cold. It's early in the morning, 8 in the morning. Giovanotti. It's great, man. It was really cool.
You're still in touch?
He's a friend.
Oh,
And
great.
Saturnino as well.
Yeah. Okay, great. And is there any Italian musician you listen to, or you happen to listen to?
My goodness, who am I listening to? Every so often there'll be an Italian artist that comes that I'm introduced to that's great. At the moment, I couldn't name anyone, but it just shows I need to do more listening.